was way back in, so I just called 911 and reported it and said, well, if they call it in, I'm the one that did it, I'll change it tonight.
All right, call the meeting to order. We'll start off with the public hearing for the abandonment of Coldwater Road. We have a motion to open the public hearing.
Make a motion to open the public meeting.
Support.
Roll call vote.
Chairman Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jostock,
Yes.
Commissioner Novak.
Yes.
Before we open it up to public comment, it's all right with the company here. Justin, would you mind kind of giving them a brief rundown of what part of Coldwater Road we're looking at abandoning in and the reason why?
Okay, the section of Coldwater Road that we're looking to abandon would be from the cul-de-sac essentially out there at the dead end of Coldwater Road where Genesee County Parks is. They have a parking lot out there to the Genesee County line. There is a water transmission line that does run down that existing road easement. This abandonment process was previously done back in the day. The paperwork was not done correctly, so we're redoing the paperwork to clean up a paperwork discrepancy. And we received the petition for this abandonment to the Lapeer County Road Commission.
Thank you. All right, at this time I'd like to open it up for public comment. Anybody has anything in public? Yeah.
I'm Steve Kime. What information am I supposed to get along with that?
As far as what?
Identifying myself for public comment.
Oh, that's it. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Steve Kime. I think that this is something that needs to be done.
Thank you. Anybody else for public time? Okay. Commissioner comments. Commissioner comments on the abandonment?
Make a motion to close the public hearing for
Support.
abandonment.
Okay. Roll call vote?
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jostock,
Yes.
Commissioner Novak.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourning the public hearing at 4:32. At 4:32, I'd like to call the regular board meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of prior board meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the prior board meeting minutes for April 29th, 2026.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Accounts payable and payroll.
I make a motion to approve the accounts payable and payroll in an amount of $666,427.15, paid May 14th, 2026.
Second.
Large disbursements. A Saginaw paving, $13,654.54. Blue Cross Blue Shield, $46,872.16. Blue Care Network, $30,650.46. Grand Trunk Railroad, $26,272. Jensen Bridge, $10,084.35. Latigo Transport, $17,053.44. McCrasif, $214,735. MD Solutions, $34,736. MERS, $22,974.17. State of Michigan withholding, $14,540.60. UHY $12,349.95. Questions?
What was for sagging asphalt, what was that for?
Cold patch again. The Lapeer garage is using a lot of cold patch. I'm sure you guys see on social media that we still have potholes too. I mean, they're patching potholes the best they can, and it's not cheap materials, like $134 a ton just to buy the material.
Is that, the same stuff they're using on 53?
Different material.
So we haven't been billed for that yet?
Not that will not be coming through the Saginaw paving, so.
Pardon me?
That's not coming through the Saginaw paving, the 53 material.
And then Latigo?
Material to our garages.
MB Solutions?
Sign post. Go to sign shop.
Grand trunk, that's for the inspections?
Correct, for the inspections.
Any further questions? Good, Terry?
Good.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Road agreements.
Make motion to approve the 7 road agreements.
I support.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Carries. Communications.
No communications that were included in the packets.
So none.
Nothing.
Okay. Managing Director.
As a county highway engineer, I'd like to make the recommendation to the Lapeer County Road Commission Board to absolutely abandon and discontinue a portion of Coldwater Road in Oregon Township, Lapeer County, Michigan, more particularly described as follows. Part of the north half of section 19 and part of the south half of section 18 of Oregon Township, Lapeer County, Michigan. The center line described as follows, beginning at a point of the north line of section 19, which is south 87 degrees, 23 minutes, 28 seconds, west 1,632.17 feet from the northeast corner of said section. That's continuing south, west 1,017 feet, 17.34 feet to the south, to the north quarter of said section. Then south, west along said north line, 1,554.17 feet to the northwest corner of said section 19, to the place of the. That is the legal description of the abandonment. The short summary of that would be the existing road easement from the cul-de-sac to the Genesee County line. So it's my recommendation as a county highway engineer to recommend that to be absolutely abandoned.
I make a motion to abandon the section of Coldwater Road as described by the county highway engineer to be included in our minutes.
Support.
Roll call vote, Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jostock,
Yes.
and Commissioner Novak.
Yes.
Maintenance.
Crews are out cold patching, they've been out grading, they did approve them to work overtime in that to grade. They are getting ready to start doing some of the brine on primary roads and that. We'll go test our brine trailer out. Big Barney's is doing some grinding also on the primary roads for us. Dust became an issue. We went from mud to rough roads to dusty and still rough roads. So guys are out grading, trying to get them shaped back up to the best that they can. Potholes, they continue to come up. We're addressing them as they come up. There's some roads in Oregon Township that, I'm looking into some alternatives of what we can do other than cold patch on them it's gonna be a higher price to fix the road. However, I think it's gonna save us some maintenance dollars in the future. So, I was reaching out to some vendors, looking at some options, in Oregon Township, one of them being, Peters Road. And Clam Road isn't much further behind, Peters Road in Oregon Township, so. We are aware of the road conditions and kind of keep them travelable.
HR,
No report.
finance,
No further report.
public time, meeting with the public.
Ken Kotnick. I just want you guys to know, the lady in the room, several times I've heard people refer to her at other meetings as a drama queen. And everybody knows I am the resident pain in the tush. But after it was brought up about purchasing a dump truck, I went to a doctor's appointment. And I know you guys responded. I missed the meeting where you responded to it. But just so you know, the public out among themselves was going, what the hell went on? If we needed a truck, why didn't we just buy it from Grand Blanc rather than go through third parties? There was a lot of scuttlebutt and a lot of questions from the public among themselves. So you do with it what you will, but the public took notice and was asking a lot of questions. So that's it.
All right, here in Pacheco, in Metamora, and yes, said drama queen. No, and I brought it to your attention that people were talking about it because I certainly didn't know about the truck. People brought it to my attention, and I do want to thank you for explaining last meeting your thinking behind it and that kind of thing. And I do appreciate all the hard work that goes on here. That you guys, and you get a lot of abuse from a lot of folks about it. But I do think there's value in going through it. And I have to tell you, the explanation I heard last meeting kind of wasn't a good enough explanation for me. And I found it problematic for a few reasons. So first of all, that truck was over 20 years old. And so, I've had 20-year-old vehicles. I know what happens at that age. And so you think about, was that huge, going from, $10,100 to $58,065 for that truck and plow, was that really worth it? And it seems like you would bring some comps, say, hey, we found this truck, there were similar conditions, similar mileage, and could comp it at that, because I actually looked that up and I couldn't find any that were in that price range. I think it's a stretch to call buying the plow upfitting. My dad has a plow truck, and when he goes and puts on that plow that was already fitted to that truck, we don't call that upfitting. I am very, very familiar with the concept of upfitting because of work that I did. And when the plow was already fitted to the truck, they were sold as a package. I just do think that is a stretch. So I think you need to look at that process. And I find it odd that we would think that Grand Blanc would sell it at $10,100. They're smart in Grand Blanc. And then the value goes up so much to come here with any ostensible work done to it, that we were third in line, and that's why, everybody has to make a profit. That's a huge profit. I am in the wrong line of work. I could be at a beach somewhere if I would go on government sites and find trucks that were undervalued and buy them and then sell them at that much of a profit. And actually, that's like a whole person's job, that $47,000+ that was added to the value of that truck, just to have someone, an administrative assistant, sit here and look at government sites all day and find a value. Finding 2 trucks a year is well worth that person's salary, right? So, at that much of a saving. So I kind of just don't buy that, and I just do really want to encourage us to think about that a little bit more. Again, and that invoice was split. It was split into the truck and then into the plow, but then they were together on the PO, the purchase order, which is a little bit odd. Now, conflicts of interest came up too, and you guys kind of took a little far for me, saying, do I have to disclose everything? No, of course we can't disclose everything. But you could think of it this way, you could go through it, talk about it, and come up with kind of some guidelines for yourselves. So let's say in the past 3 years, the past 5 years, have you had any contracts with the company that you may be purchasing from or may be doing business from here? That could be a conflict of interest. Or does you have anything coming up in the future with that company? Then you would need to disclose or recuse yourself or that type of thing. I just think there's a reasonable way to look at it, and I know there is a difference in the MTA, the Michigan Townships Association way of looking at it versus MML, because I've read about this extensively, Michigan Municipal League, because we have so many conflicts of interest in memoirs. I've read about it. And MTA's is really in your favor very much, and I don't like it, and I think it gets people into trouble a lot. MML's is more like, hey, what are people going to say about this? Are people going to hear that maybe your company was doing work for this company you bought something from? And could there be a conflict of interest there? What do you want to read in the paper about yourself, basically, is the way they think about it. So I think that's definitely something to think through. You guys are in a big position of responsibility, and I appreciate that you do this responsibility. But it's something to think through. I still got no...
Thank you, Karen. You're up to your 4 minutes.
All right. Thank you. I'll get to the rest next time. I do just want to point out you haven't limited other people when they've come through.
All right. Let's see. We need to go into closed session to discuss collective bargaining matters. I make a motion that we go into closed session to discuss collective bargaining pursuant to Section 8C of the Open Meetings Act.
Well,
Roll call vote, Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jostock,
yes.
Commissioner Novak.
Yes.
We are now in closed session. And I did take your suggestion you had last time.
Yeah.
I would normally kick you out, but
Okay.
we only have one employee here today.
Okay.
If our secretary wasn't on or at a conference, then I would more than be happy to have us move, but
Okay. I do just request that you give, before, you make sure we're in the room before you start talking, because sometimes that has happened. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Leslie.
Hello! Surprise!
Uh-huh.
33-degree wind chill.
We old people are popsicles.
all right.
Arthur Road Commission.
Commissioner comments. I think the guys are doing as good as what they can with the weather that we've had lately. I've seen them out around the grader quite a bit, and I've seen that we got a lot of shoulder pulled around the county. We do have a couple of those shoulders that have been pulled that we probably should check on whether we should be pulling shoulders on them or not, because we're actually cutting the ditch on the edge of the road. Because the grass is so much taller, the hump between the ditch. Stiles Road, I know, is really bad. It's down the hill. It's basically got channels down the side. As soon as we get a hard rain, it's going to start cutting away the road. Because it's like a 6-inch lip from the edge of the road to get over that to get into the ditch. That's all I have.
We went any further on the sign truck that was in the budget, and we started looking for one of them yet?
Yes, our sign working foreman and the shop have, been looking at the spec out a new, sign truck. They're looking for a vehicle that is a little bit smaller,
Smaller sign truck?
smaller sign truck.
Is that, Nick thinks that's good too?
Yes, I mean, they've been looking at a lot of the trucks that the utility companies are using in that, with the height and reach of the buckets and that on that, so, I just think it'd be more universal, easier to get around. And then they're pulling the sign trailer right now, so you can go under the post and that on the back of the trailer, so. Maybe you need to go under the post.
You're good? All right. We are adjourned at 5:41.
So I'd like a copy of the public time policy. Do you have that for me next meeting?
Yeah.
But I've never heard you limit it to 4 minutes before, so I'd like to see that in
Sure.
writing. Thank you.
That's how long the fence will stay there.
Let's see.
Don't get so that kind of people are stealing.